Ohuhu paint markers. Are they better than Arrtx? Oh. What's going on YouTube? My name is ADC Arrtx. His name is Bob, and I'm sick. Again. I'm pretty certain I'm going for a world record here. It's been like 3 months of just continuous illness. Fun. Now, in the previous... I have powers. In the previous video, I completed this shoe using the Arrtx paint markers. That's a pretty good shoe. The only problem being it isn't in my size, so... yeah. But in the previous video, I did put a question to you. Should I color the other side? And of course, everyone said no. But before we get started, let's talk about these guys. Starting with the Ohuhu acrylic markers. I totally forgot what they were called. Ha! These markers come in at a price tag of $30 for 30 markers, making them, quick maths, $1 per pen. Also a pretty good deal. But there are some negatives. This is all we've got. There is nothing more. Unfortunately, Ohuhu have only limited the set to 30 colors, meaning this is it. Once you buy this, there is no variety of color. Is that enough? Do you need more than 30 colors? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find that out today. But also, they only come in 2 nibs. On the one side, we have the broad nib, the standard nib that you would be used to with paint markers. An effective nib if you're doing any sort of large canvas or graffiti, but really not that versatile. On the other side, we are blessed with a fine nib. Now, this is a fine nib. It looks pretty cool, and I do like it. It's a nice contrast between the broad nib having this as an inclusion. However, once again, I find this nib to be quite redundant? Yeah. This nib does give you an opportunity to finally downscale your artwork when using paint markers, and that's fantastic. But again, it's just not enough. Maybe it is, I don't know, we'll find out. And then we have these, the Arrtx anime set. Aha. Yes, this is the Arrtx anime collection, or set B. Although it doesn't really say it anywhere. This collection comes in at a price point of $70 for 60 markers, making them slightly over $1 per marker, roughly the same as the Ohuhus. But they also have this. Now, this is the base collection, which gives you an additional 60 markers. Some of the colors do cross over, but this collection has some fluorescent markers, which is a nice touch, to be honest. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many colors you get from these collections. All I can say is that you get at least 60, plus the fluorescent. But I'm not really planning on sitting here and figuring out which colors cross over in which set, because they look pretty similar. Although this is my preferred one, but it depends on the artwork you're going for. But one of the most important features of the Arrtx markers is this brush nib. Oh, that was a reaction. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it is. It really is. Yeah, so the pens come pre-ready to use. You don't have to do anything to get the pens started, and they have a brush nib, which means if you're a table type artist, somebody who works on small areas, these are 100% the markers you need to get. But you know what makes Arrtx pretty good? That isn't all they've got. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, those markers only have the brush nib. What if I want to do large areas? Then you get yourself one of the, oh, that's a brush, wait, what? Oh, I forgot about these. These are the Simp Tap acrylic markers by Arrtx, and these ones have the best feature in the world, which is a clicky top to start them. I absolutely love this mechanism. And in this one, these are your standard paint markers. There you go. You're looking for that nib? You've got it. It's just separate. Okay, so let's be honest. This comparison, completely unfair. There is no way Ohuhu can keep up with the variety we have here with Arrtx. It's just not gonna happen. So what do I do? Well, I think for the first time we can say, before I even begin the video, that Arrtx has won. There is no way Ohuhu can keep up with this. But we need to level the playing field. And I don't really like that. You see, in order to level the playing field, I'd have to use the broad nib markers against the Ohuhus. However, Ohuhu have the fine nibs attached to the ends, whereas Arrtx don't. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to stick with the brush nibs and the Ohuhu. Do you know why? Because I already used them. So if you want to know how these nibs performed, check out the previous video. It will give you everything and every bit of insight you need onto those markers themselves. For today's one, I'm going to focus on Ohuhu alone. It's a slightly different format, I know, but it's going to allow me to focus solely on these markers, giving them my best and really getting to know them. So, all right, it's like 5 minutes of waffling. Let's go. All right, so before we get started, this shoe needs a bit of a clean actually. I've got to sketch a design on this shoe. Now on the other shoe, we drew Vegito from Dragon Ball Super. So let's continue that theme and we're gonna put, jump scare. Hi. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Hi, I'm better. Look at me. I probably look just the same, but I'm healed. No more sickness. But now that I'm more healthy, would you like more art? More specifically, to improve your art skills? Well, then today I have some big news for you, but also today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, where I have just launched my first ever class. Yeah, I'm a teacher. In this class, I break down where, how, and why to add shading to your art. And the main focus of the class is to help you break down your marker collections from, well, chaos down to just a handful. Hey, you can also download some of my artwork for free in the class and color it yourself. It's a good deal. Now this class differs from my regular content here on YouTube as it allows me to focus more on the tutorial and teaching format. Less cutaways and more direct. So check it out on Skillshare, the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, animation, and more. Skillshare can help you take your career, skills, hobbies, passions, or side hustles to the next level. Now, the first 500 people to use my link down below in the description will get a 1-month free trial on Skillshare, which includes access to my new class and all of the other classes available. So get started today. A big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I am really excited. I can't believe I finally have a class up there. And yeah, I look forward to making more in the future. So if you do follow the link in the description, make sure you follow my class. Okay? It's amazing. Back to the video. Good, so shoe. This time I'm gonna do Gogeta. I know, cliche, right? Everyone expected Gogeta. Sorry, I don't have a pencil. Oh. So it would have been fantastic if I had actually planned any of this. My planning skills are legendary. I have none. So I'm gonna get out a pencil. I don't wanna go too far here, so let's go for a 2H. And what I'm gonna do here is sketch out a design for Gogeta. Now sketching on this surface, there's really not much to tell. It's actually a really nice surface to work on. Canvas shoes are the prime shoes when it comes to creating custom works of artwork. Really, really easy to work with. The only issue is it is kind of difficult to erase a mistake if you do make one. So maybe at some point I will teach you how to customize shoes in a safe and you know what? Today's sponsor is Skillshare. Why don't I make a Skillshare class on how to customize? This is a great idea. Brilliant. I'm gonna do that. But for this design, I wanted to match similarly to the other side. So I could have just done a direct So I'm doing a direct copy of the other shoe and I'm just changing the character to Gogeta. This is a brilliant idea. It's funny because I'm recording this voiceover preemptively. Maybe I should do the shoe while I do a voiceover. You know, now that we're here, I actually don't have anything else to say to this. I'm just drawing a picture on a shoe. How are you? Having a good day? I get a lot of comments from people saying that they want to see more of the process and, well, you know, that's sped up to about 500 times. And could you imagine having to sit through that entire thing? There's a reason art videos are boring. It's really fun, isn't it? Just sketching, very long. Okay, there it is. The shoe is done. Not done, but it's ready for paint. There you go, we got. You know, I used to script my videos and it used to be very sensible and amazing. Sorry. Aha, we have a problem. Right away there was a problem. I don't see any of Gogeta's flesh tones in here and, oh no, there's none. We have no pastel or skin tones in this kit. Aha. I mean, they've lost then. What are they gonna do? There's no way that these can win. I mean, like, we have a bronze. Oh, that's actually bronze. That's bronze. That's like shiny bronze. Help! There's no flesh tone in here. Ah, great. We have metallic mint, because that's useful. What the heck is viridis? What is viridis? Why do I have viridis, but I don't have any? I tell you what, we're just gonna begin with some of the coloring and oh no. Okay, so the lack of skin tones is a massive issue. I mean, this is a huge problem. If anyone wants to do character designs, I understand that acrylic markers are usually reserved for graffiti, text, things like that. But still, it'd be nice to be able to have the option to at least do some things that I like doing, like comic book characters. I feel like not having that as an option is just a massive, unnecessary hindrance on their part. And as much as I love Ohuhu, yeah, they dropped the ball here. Does that mean that these markers are bad? No, it doesn't mean they're bad at all. It just means that they suit a different style of artwork. But the simple fact that Arrtx provide us with so many colors and such a range of colors that we are able to do pretty much anything we want to, that already makes them the superior of the collections. But I cannot grade them based on the colors that they provide us with because that would just be unfair. So what about the quality of the markers? Well, Ohuhu have fantastic paints. They are absolutely stunning. They are strong, opaque colors that shine bright like a diamond. Love them. I'm not a fan of the fact that I don't have a brush nib, but that's my fault. I'm customizing shoes here today. The strength of these markers isn't really to be used on canvas or fabric or characters. So if you're happy with using a fine nib or a broad nib, hey, these markers are for you. Fantastic, they've got you covered. But for the rest of the world who actually wants a little bit more versatility in their markers and ability to do more things, yeah, no. But is it fair for me to judge them based on the surface that I'm using here today? Because maybe the surface is just more suited to the Arrtx markers. And you'd be right. Yes, this surface is better suited to the Arrtx markers. But Arrtx have such a variety and a range of marker nibs and tips and things, colors, I shouldn't really have to go digging for a surface that suits one marker or another. Yeah, I could make an effort to even this playing field to make things a little bit better, but this video is suddenly becoming bashing on Ohuhu. I love Ohuhu. I just want to preface this. Ohuhu is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, brand of pens, art supplies. Love them. But in this area, no! They are fantastic acrylic markers, and if you find a use for them, and if you want to use them in other areas, say graffiti, or whatever it is that suits these markers specifically, yes, they will serve you well, they are fantastic, but I cannot, and I simply cannot justify getting them over investing in the Arrtx markers because, like I said, if you're not happy with the Arrtx brush nibs, well, they have broad nibs available, they have fine points available, they have a variety of tools to suit your needs, so why limit yourself to a brand that, to be honest, hasn't done enough just yet? And I say just yet because Ohuhu is one of the most innovative when it comes to the art supply market. Their alcohol marker range is extensive. It's one of the biggest on the planet with so many varieties, and they excel when it comes to alcohol markers. And they've actually dove into paper, and their papers, so yeah, when it comes to paper, Ohuhu are excelling right now. Also, markers, no brainer. Alcohol markers, they're doing fantastic with. I'm hoping that they do something with the paint pens because it's a medium I now love, and it's unfortunately a medium they are struggling with. But now, I've got to do the skin tones here, and what do I do? There's genuinely no option here. I don't know what to do, and I'm sad. So, there we go. What do you think? Which one of these brands today won this battle? Now, I do want to just say, please don't judge it based on the results that we have in front of us because obviously this surface caters more to the Arrtx markers. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's not my fault. It's Ohuhu's fault. But what about the quality of these pens? What about the talking points of the pens themselves? Do you think that Ohuhu win in any areas? I will say that the colors of Ohuhu are absolutely fantastic. I think they look beautiful. They're very accurate, but if you want my advice, I cannot in good conscience recommend the Ohuhu markers. And let me show you why. This is the current range of Arrtx paint pens. Now there may be more, I don't know, but this is what I have. Meanwhile, that is Ohuhu. It's a little bit unfair, isn't it? So as I said, I cannot in good conscience recommend these over the Arrtx ones. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna invest in one brand and you don't wanna mix brands and you want to get something that is reliable, then you choose the Arrtx ones. But what do you think? Was I wrong? Probably. I usually am. I think they look pretty good. They're the wrong way. I think they look pretty cool. I like them. Problem is, they're not my size. They're a size 40. So, do you have a size 40 foot? Guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I really hope you had a great time and I look forward to seeing you all again in the new year. So, Happy New Year. Bye. These outros get worse. Ooh, squishy duck.